Consequences of reckless driving attitudes. Some people have a totally wrong idea about being cool. Taking risks behind the steering wheel to show off is a teenage phenomenon that leads to thousands of accidents and death every year. Being silly has never compensated for achievement at school, sports, or anything in life. And being successful never offers you James Bond-like licenses. What are common reckless driving signs? Texting. Almost everyone has cell phones, and some people have internet-connected automobiles. The problem with texting is that people assume they will never get caught but never think about getting killed. You start with, "It'll only take a second, I am going to have a quick look, need to send this quickly." But accidents take only second to have or avoid. If you are looking at somewhere else at the time, how are you going to deal with driving? You would expect parents to be smart about it and educate their teenage drivers, but they are no good either. The fact is that only few people haven't texted or checked their text while driving in the last month. There aren't reliable figures as to how many people end up in accidents because of texting for obvious reasons. They are not going to admit to the offense if nobody saw it, and they cannot anyway if they are dead. But experts believe that this problem is much worse than assumed. Speeding. Do you ever feel that your life is a constant rush and this reflects to your driving? This could be one of the reasons for speeding. The other obvious one is that you like to go fast. You may think that this problem is more apparent on the highways, but you would be wrong. Yes, you can go a lot faster on highways, but they are made for this purpose. The real danger is speeding in residential areas and near schools. They are called backstreet joyriders who are terrorizing quiet neighborhoods. The problem with driving fast on a residential area must be clear to most sensible people. There are pests and children on the streets, and going only 10 miles over the limits on these roads is usually the difference between stopping in time or killing someone, most likely a child. Red light running. Most drivers said that they must stop at a red light when asked by researchers. And nearly 2/3 of them said that are worried about getting hit by a car that didn't stop at red light. This is an indication that many of us are thinking of running it. It is easy to trust your eyes and make a move, but you will be totally at fault of an accident if you ever involve in one. Being ignorant. You see some drivers that are somehow in a different world and they don't see you. They don't watch out for cyclists or care to give way to another vehicle. You may think that you are not doing anything, but not being observant and realizing that you need to share the road with others is a problem. Staying right in the middle of a highway when you are traveling at a less than modest speed is a reckless driving, and you could be ticketed for it. Drunk driving. This is so obvious that it embarrasses me to list it. Yet, so many people get behind the wheel when they cannot even walk on a straight line. If you ever drink and drive, never expect sympathy from me, the law enforcement, or your auto insurer. There is a high chance you will lose your license and face hefty fines. Consequences: injuries and deaths. The obvious one is that you may kill someone or yourself. The worst part of it is that most likely someone you cause serious injuries will be a friend or family member. Who else would get in your car? You will have to live with the guilt for the rest of your life if that happens. This is probably worse than any penalty or fine you will receive. Traffic tickets. Many of us think that we will never be caught. And even worse, we think it was a bad luck to get caught. Anything but accept the responsibility. You have got to accept the responsibility and work on improving your skills and knowledge if you need to. There are millions of speed, red light and junction cameras that it is nearly impossible to miss them. You will get caught, pay fines and receive license points. Car insurance rates. Every ticket and accident on your record will be visible to vehicle insurers. They can check them through your DMV record and accident data center. They are getting smarter these days when they are calculating premiums. Most companies aim to offer the lowest possible rates to drivers with established good records and want to penalize the bad drivers. Several reputable companies are going even one step further and cutting their ties with bad drivers. You don't have to have countless accidents to be rejected auto insurance coverage. 1 or 2 accidents coupled with traffic tickets can be enough to see a risky pattern. They don't sit and wait. Those small fender benders turn into fatal crashes for you to learn a lesson. Solutions: you can either carry on the way you drive, thinking all the time that you are so cool, rebellious, or whatever your justifications, or do something to change your habits. People aren't born as a good or bad driver. They choose to learn and improve. What is it going to be? The first step is accepting that you are a bad driver and imminent danger to yourself and others. Asking help from a friend to tell you what you do wrong may be inviting flow of criticisms. But an outside observation may be the best. People cannot see their mistakes easily since it becomes habit. You need to find a way of turning them into good habits. You automatically give way to others, observe the flow of traffic and do whatever necessary to be safe. It may be a good idea to take some corrective lessons or join an advanced driving course. Insurers do take these into account in premium calculations. And they offer around 10% discount if you are over 50 and just took a safe driver course. But you are not doing it because you can get discounts. You are doing it because you realize something has got to change.